another episode. I know it's been a minute. We did more than one episode and didn't go MIA. But welcome to another episode of Weekly Wrestling Heat. It's your boy Elias here with Moise and the Dawn of Wrestling Heat himself. The the Yankees fan, the New Yorker, the one that
Forget
needs
about it.
we are here. We're here to cover the fallout from WrestleMania, and talk about other things that have happened during the week. Let's just get right into it, and let's cover what happened this week in wrestling. And Moyes went MIA again. Anyways, we are gonna start off. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the biggest thing that happened on yesterday. That literally burnt down Twitter on both sides, whether you're with it or against it. AEW Dynamite last night, they decided to show the footage of All In Wembley of the altercation that happened between Jungle Boy and CM Punk. Now, the question is to the group: was it was it a good thing, and did it help AEW, or was it a bad thing and did not help AEW at all? And I'll wait for the last to tell you how I feel about
Is Moise here, or did he bust that? Okay, I'll let you start since you're such a big fan.
Okay,
it.
I think it was stupid to air it because I don't think CM Punk lied about anything he said. He said no punches were thrown, and let's be real, he trained in the UFC. He knows what a working punch is. That wasn't a working, it was more like a pie face, get out of my face. We don't know what was said, so Punk could have been the nicest, most respectful guy up there, and Perry could have been like, no, fuck you, man. I don't want to listen to you. So that's another thing. And the third thing is, I don't see where Tony Khan feared for his life in this. I think when guys like Eric Bischoff and Mark Madden and Vince Russo, and I get they all have hardcore fan bases. Jim Cornette, all those guys have hardcore fan bases. But then you also get like wrestling journalists like Justin LaBar, ex-referee Jimmy Corderas. You get guys like Raj Geary. When everyone is telling you that Tony Khan is acting like a kid and this isn't needed and Tony Khan's the problem and AEW isn't doing what they need to do, maybe the 100,000, 300,000 AEW fans need to be quiet and listen.
So that's your take. You think that? I mean, I would say it's more damning that a guy like Metzler, who's on their payroll, is saying they shouldn't have aired the footage.
Oh, he was going to be on my list, but me and Elias have made a vow not to say his name. So.
Well, I didn't. So you're welcome. But here's my take, and it kind of goes along the lines of what you were saying, that he didn't lie about anything he said that they showed in the video. So my question is if you were trying to disprove the rest of the conversation, you basically told me he told the truth about the whole conversation. The part that he was saying about, well, when Tony Khan feared for his life, I think he was referring to when Punk went over to him in Gorilla and basically called him a clown and said he quit, but he didn't get in his face. He was just literally standing there and intently yelling. You could kind of see him walk over.
And to be fair, they pulled him away pretty quickly. So it's like if you watch it, and go ahead, I'll let you finish your statement because I've noticed.
No. Go ahead. I was pretty much done. So
okay. So to me, it was if the intent was to make Punk look stupid, only the hardcores believed it. Like and this is a fact because like to me, I saw it and then whatchamacallit, Ariel Hawani posted a side-by-side clip of how CM Punk was describing the situation. But then you got the AEW hardcore, so you got those particular people that are going around and posting the article that I think it was Meltzer or one of those wrestling critics or reporters that posted the article after it happened, saying, "Oh well, that Jungle Boy went up to CM Punk, that this and that." No, like if you look at the interview with CM Punk, compare it um to the video that was shown, you see what happened as he was saying it. Like literally, as he was talking about what happened, everything happened. So to me, it's like, why continue to bring if like there was an article today that I read that said, you know, AEW that locker room was kind of pissed off that they did it because it's like they're trying to move on for what happened 8 months ago, and then all of a sudden, CM Punk goes on Ariel Hawani, and it opens up with that closed wound again. So to me, it didn't make any sense for them to do that. As far from the storyline perspective, yeah, they try to tie it, but at the same time, you didn't need the clip to tie the storyline together. The history itself with the Young Bucks and FTR was there. So like to me, it was pointless. And in all honesty, it did look WCW ish, like at the end. So it's like I think Tony made himself look more of a fool by giving the attention to CM Punk because after that, when the Young Bucks were out there, it took away from the segment. So you did it, and then you activated the CM Punkers, and you took the focus away from your company and put it on somebody that doesn't even work for you anymore. That is in the other brand that you're competing with. So for you being petty, you basically got that bullshit done.
And none of your main shows are outdrawing any of their shows. So I don't know what the point of it was. So
I think it was just pure pettiness, to be honest. Like you got salty that WWE had their week, and they talked all the shit, the big shit that they backed up, and people got mad about it.
so what was the
So
Osprey thing then?
Osprey was just it was responding to the shit that Triple H had said about not wanting to be in the grind. But think about it, they're
But
like
he
if
one second, because I want to go on a rant about this, and you were trying to stop me before the show started. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm not going to go on a rant. I'm just going to ask you a couple of yes or no questions.
well let me finish my statement because I might actually answer that what you're saying. So yes, you chose to sign for AEW, right? Because you wanted to wrestle the best. That's okay. But at the same time, you took lesser dates. You left Japan. You left all the other indies that were on there to work for one brand. So was Hunter not right for saying that you decided to take away the grind that you were doing for the past 7 years? You were grinding for the past 7 years. You could have done the same thing that Moxley's doing, that Danielson was doing, that a lot of the AEW that Eddie Kingston was doing. Like you mean to tell me that after 7 years you still don't want to continue that grind, and all you got to do is just get on a plane on a Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, go fly out to whatever city you're doing, do the city, and then come back home, and that's if you don't do collision. So
That's
you're getting
fine
two.
because AEW Mark will still be like, oh, he worked for Forbidden Door. Okay, cool. He worked for Forbidden Door. Whatever. When he got signed, he in a promo said it was either when he got signed or when he was feuding with Jericho. He's like, I'm coming to AEW so I can get more time with my stepkid. Did he not?
Yeah.
So I don't care how evil it's making me sound. That's less time grinding. Like if you're saying I'm spending more time with my kid, that's less time grinding.
I mean,
Either way.
as a father, I understand it. Like all by all means.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
saying it's wrong. I'm just saying
yeah, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the point of it is that don't and then the fact of the matter that the shot was kind of corny. It was still funny, but it was kind of corny because it was something that's been used for the past 20 years. How
and
long?
Renee looks so uncomfortable. Poor Renee.
Yep.
Well,
I
the
agree with
grind
that.
was, but I don't know. I think that yesterday was kind of like the first two matches on the show were great. Like the Penta versus Edge and all the other stuff, the build up and stuff like that was great. After that video, it took away the momentum of the show. Like it really did. Like
I
even in the
haven't
main
I haven't
even the
looked at
main
the
event.
4 hours yet, so
I posted it on the job on our chat, so you should scroll up and see it. But I mean, we'll finish this and then we'll get into WrestleMania. But I mean, all honesty, I it I it didn't help. n- It didn't help AEW more than people think, and people are digging way too deep into the situation and making up shit that they don't even know about. And the people that are defending, saying that, well, Jungle Boy this, Jungle Boy that. You don't know the audio, like Moore said. If he did speak up of something, like you people act like if somebody didn't keep talking mess to them and just kept poking at the lion, that lion wasn't gonna lash out one day. And that's where I'll leave it at. You know, it is what it is. Like, I don't think it helped AEW at all, and we'll see what the ramifications of that are.
And can we talk about how Okada and Osprey and all this stardom talent, quote unquote, is not helping their ratings at all? Like every quarter hour is going down. Like I haven't seen Okada in a positive quarter hour yet.
And being honest with you, I don't really see any, like, if we're talking ratings, I don't see any. I see the same ratings every time. It starts off high and then just slowly, gradually goes down. So it's like there's no real quarter hour that's positive for them.
Yeah, like
Well,
even
the
in
first
WWE,
one is they got Sheldon Cooper there.
yeah, but even in WWE, when one of Anthony's favorite five, Cody Rhodes, is on TV, it always pops. Or if The Rock comes back, it pops. If Triple H has an
My
announcement,
favorite five.
it pops. Like there's times where it pops. SmackDown, when Bailey and Io, anytime Bailey and Io had a segment, it popped. So why is there no one in AEW? And I want to say there was someone I saw the last couple of weeks. I want to say it was Darby. Every time they were on TV, they would pop. But there's no one there right now that's popping that rating.
They're not catering to the casual user, the casual viewer, and that unfortunately is what's kind of killing them. Like, they keep that stable audience, which is great. Like, yeah, you keep your 800K that are loyal to your brand. That's fine, but has a I don't know where they're getting this 4 million viewers a
Yeah,
week
WB
for
told
all.
me 4 million.
So it's like, unless they're counting every user, every person that has just clicked on AEW for a second and stayed on there for a second or a minute, then those, I don't know, those ratings are skewed. But in my opinion, if you're going directly by the Nielsen stuff, then if you're not catering to a wider range of audience, you're always going to stick to that particular one. Because even WWE suffered through the same thing a couple of years ago when we were going through COVID. Before we were going through COVID, like,
The
WWE
last couple of
didn't.
years of the Vince McMahon era.
Yeah, basically. Till before Triple H took over, everything was in the slump. So yeah, audience, you're keeping your key audience, including the casuals, is very important to grow a brand. And if you don't cater to everybody and you just cater to your people, you're not gonna grow your brand. No matter how many people you say, they could have more than 4 million viewers if you want to go by the WB standard.
Yeah.
And
Anyways, well, finish your
and
thought.
sorry, one last thing. And for all those diehards that are like, oh, I like wrestling, so I like AEW. No, that's not how it works. Like Logan Paul's a better wrestler than 60% of your roster. You don't like wrestling if you say, "Oh, I like wrestling, so I only watch AEW." No, like
I
I said
I
it.
will I will say this: wrestling is for everybody, and it doesn't matter what company you view, what company you watch. It's for everybody, and like, people are starting to get bothered now that WWE is finally starting going back to the professional wrestling era. That people are tripping out about that, and I think that's funny as fuck because of the fact that WWE is going away from the sports entertainment and going into professional wrestling again, and people are like legit crying. Like, people wanted WWE to do this for years. Now that they're doing it, people are crying. That shit is funny.
Because it's not on their terms.
Exactly. But
I've said it I've said it before in our little chats. I don't think people wanted an alternative. They just wanted a better WWE. And now that we have a better WWE, you could see where it's at.
now people want it to stay AEW to be better than WWE. But from this, like, people are nitpicking everything now. If you look at Twitter or even Facebook, you'll see them breaking down like, oh, there's only like 30 minutes of wrestling here. Oh, the AEW has more wrestling than WWE, or they're nitpicking the
They
Dude,
they
shit
just
out
I
of
I
everything.
I saw one of the fan accounts that posted women's wrestling, and he didn't post this week's NXT where it was Roxanne Natty and it was a tag match and whatnot. And they're like, "Hey, I think you skipped this week's NXT." And he posted all the stats and he was like, "NXT A+." And it was like, "Bro, you skipped it on purpose."
of course.
Of
That's
course,
how
when it's the narrative that people want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, while we're talking, I think for me and Moise, because I don't think that Anthony's range is to what he likes, and that's nothing wrong with it. But I think out of all three of us, me and Moise watch more wrestling, are more open to different companies. So like we watch AW, we watch Impact.
So
Like,
I'm not opposed to different companies. I watched like 2 or 3 weeks of Impact. But what happens is that then wrestling overtakes my life because there's so much wrestling on. So it's like I like if I'm gonna follow one, I'm just gonna stick with the one. That's
yeah.
that's kind of like where I'm at. AEW, I'll be honest, like I can't watch Mox. So the fact that he was champion like around the beginning of the time, like I was just like Mox is horrible to me. I always thought he was the worst member of the Shield. I thought he was cringe. He's the lunatic cringe. But but yeah. So
I mean, but going back to my point, me and Moise watch more wrestling than anybody in this particular one, and we're
for sure.
open. We criticize it, but we criticize it because we watch it. We want it to get better. It's nothing. We don't say it because we are trying to hate on it. We want it to get better. We want AEW to get better. We've said that plenty of times. Even though we talk a lot of shit, we
I
want
think I think Moise is guilty of hate watching though.
sometimes.
I am, but then like when
At least he admits it. At least he admits it. Like I gotta give you
no,
that.
but
I'll give you
like
props on that one.
no, I hate watching, but it's like I want to support talents like Penta and Phoenix and Hook and like the
And Cole
people that
Carter jobbing to the fallen angel.
and Cole Carter. No, like there's people I want to support, but it's so hard because Tony Khan makes it so hard. All right, we spent 20 minutes on AEW.
All right,
We gotta
cool.
get to the real stuff.
Anyways, thank you. We're getting into the meat of the product. All right. Anyways, WrestleMania happened this weekend. Quick.
Let's start with
Let's.
Stand and Deliver
I was
because we
about to
can go
say
through.
because you just said meat and that was my match of the weekend, so I almost think we have to talk it now.
It was my match of the week too, actually. So
All right.
I don't think Elias watched Stand and Deliver.
I did. I actually watched it live.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. So we'll go through
All
it
right.
really
We
quick.
started off.
Let's go through it really quick. Yeah.
We started off through Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin for the NXT titles. Corbin and Baron retained, which I thought that match was fun. I enjoyed seeing Axiom and Nathan Frazier go crazy on the aerials.
Mhm.
Axiom is a fucking beast.
Talk about the rematch on Tuesday too. Let's just get it all into one. Talk about their rematch.
And then they had the rematch, which is another banger. And this time, the opposite, Axiom and Nathan Frazier won to get demolished by the
Final
what they
Testament.
call it? The Final Testament. I don't know if I like that ending, but
I
I'm
don't know if I
enjoying.
like the ending. I definitely like the build to the rematch though, because
Yeah.
I really thought they were gonna break them up and like they had them hugging. They're like, this is the last time. I'm like, oh, and then like every false finish, I'm just like, no, don't break up Axiom and Frazier. I'm like, and then they won, and I was like, holy crap, they won. That's the second time in like 2 weeks that they won a match. I had no clue that they were gonna win.
I'm really happy they won too. I feel like I feel like the next big PLE for NXT is going to be headlined by Bullet Club versus Final Testament. And when I'm saying Bullet Club, I mean their little knockoff Bullet Club. They're going to do with Tamatonga and Oshi.
You know what? I have a better guess what they might do. Why won't they move Jimmy Uso down to NXT and he can be the leader of a faction between Tamatonga and Jacob Fatu?
Why? Because I think Jacob Fatu's debuting on the main roster, not NXT.
No, he's not. No.
You think they're gonna put him on NXT?
Yes.
They're gonna see if he
Solo
can
is
stay out
on
of trouble
NXT, so why not?
They're gonna make sure he can stay out of trouble down there for a little bit. Yeah.
We'll see. Anyways, we forgot something. The countdown match between Shawn Spears and Joe Gacy. That was a fun match, and I think they made Joe Gacy look good regardless. He's been eating a lot of pins as of lately.
Am I supposed to feel sorry for Ridge Holland?
No.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so Ridge Holland, but then he left backstage and broke Homeboy's finger by accident.
He Mark Henry did. I told you he was gonna Mark Henry that shit.
No, I'm talking about Tuesday when he left and like LWO was in the back and he accidentally closed the door on Joaquin's finger. Like,
yeah, but then they're fighting next week.
Yeah, but I feel like they want us to feel bad, but I
don't feel bad for them.
Bad storyline.
No, I don't think they want us to feel bad. He's an asshole. He attacked Gacy with the chair and then he closed the door.
But he apologized.
So?
No.
If you do asshole acts and then apologize afterwards for being an asshole, that doesn't make it okay.
They showed his kid. He FaceTimed his kid.
I don't feel sorry for him.
So did Dragunov. Did you feel bad for Dragunov?
No.
See?
Okay, you can't say you didn't feel bad for one and be like, well, you should feel bad for him. No, fuck that.
I feel like that's their intention, and Ridge is going to turn out to be a good guy in all this.
No,
they're going for the heel turn.
Yeah,
they're
100%.
the ultimate heel because you got to think about it. They're about to lose a whole bunch of people once this WWE draft happens.
Yeah, but they're calling. Man, it looks like they got a great person they're ready to call up to NXT, but we'll talk about that later.
Anyways, Obafemi versus Josh Briggs versus Dijak. That match was perfect.
Oh, so good.
So good. Honestly, I was talking with one of my friends about it, and he's an AEW guy, so he doesn't watch anything WWE. So I was just like, I'm like, if I told you 20 years ago that three guys that are like 6'6" to 6'8", 240 or 270 had a 5-star banger, you'd be like, yeah, okay, not happening. But I was like, these guys put on a freaking 5-star banger.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that when Obafemi picked up Dijak and did that fall away slam for Briggs on top of Dijak, that big ass, I guess, doomsday kind of shit.
It kind of looked like a doomsday attitude adjustment almost.
Yeah. I thought that was one of the best
Tony
parts
Khan
of that
needs to
match.
find out whoever's booking the big men in NXT and steal them from NXT.
No. Nobody's getting stolen from NXT. Don't wish that, please.
Well, then
I don't think it's needed.
Okay, Tony Khan needs to watch some NXT, see how the big men are booked, and try to copy that.
He already watched Black and Gold.
Yeah,
but most of his stuff for never mind.
Yeah, that's a different conversation. You're getting off topic here, man.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Anyways, Thea Hale, Fallon Hensley, and Kaylani Jordan defeated JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dane.
This was cool. It's going to end with the JC and Thea stipulation match.
I do think though that it wasn't special enough to be on a pay-per-view card or a PLE. Sorry, it could have been on a Tuesday night. It really didn't need to be on.
I think from a storyline perspective, it progressed between JC Jane and Thea Hale, but I'm kind of tired of seeing the same storyline kind of revolve around JC Jane because the same kind of storyline happened when they broke up. Her, Gigi, and Mandy Rose. Yeah, Toxic Attraction. So you see kind of these revolving same stories with her. So even though I
He's the
liked
Rey
it,
Mysterio of the NXT Women's Division.
But we did learn on
basically.
Tuesday night that Andre Chase is Andre Otani.
Skidoots. Hold on.
You know what's weird about that though? Like, okay, so I'm thinking about that, and why would Thea be mad?
That he bet on her, right?
Yeah, he put a huge bet on her, then felt bad enough in the middle of the match, didn't want to see her get hurt, and threw in the towel. Like, he did two really nice things towards her, and she's mad.
Because
think
she
it's
cost him the money. That's why she's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got a calendar out of it.
Did he
I
buy
didn't
one?
get a calendar.
No, did you?
No.
No, it was sold out when I tried to get one.
Anyways, Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. I'm really digging this heel persona for Roxanne.
So I know Moise is not gonna like this match because he just shook his head no.
I would shake my head no in agreement with what Elias was saying.
Wait.
Like that's what it was.
No in agreement. Okay. But no, I really like the match because I liked the psychology of the match, how they were focused on like singular body parts or areas. Like that's old school wrestling. That's like, I know again, Moise ain't gonna like it, but Bret the Hitman Hart stuff right there.
I think from a storyline perspective, it was great how they told the story to build to that. How they progressively presented Roxanne on that heel turn. And then I like the fact that they showed Julia, who is gonna possibly be WWE NXT's new assignee coming in. They showed her with her, Regal, and Rosie.
Rossi or Rosie?
Rossi, but that alone sent everybody into a fucking frenzy on X. I was laughing because people were tripping. Anyways, I think it was a good match. I was laughing how quickly they turned Tatum against Lyra.
Oh, but that was perfect though.
It was the perfect setting.
Yeah.
But it was still funny to me because I wanted to see a little bit more, get a little bit more creepier. Kind of like Moises' obsession with his Australian daddy. But but it was a perfect turn. All right, next match, NXT Championship, Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. I'll let y'all talk about this one because this was one of my favorite matches on the psychology based level.
A lot of people hated on this, but I was a fan of this match. Yeah.
I'm not mad at the match. I don't think it was like here. I guess this is like where I sit on it. Like I would say it's like a 4-star match. But I feel like Dragunov, like every match like up to this has been so good that anything like turned down a little bit, which Tony D'Angelo is not the worker that Carmelo Hayes is. So he's not having like that back and forth. It's a little slower. Like you said, it's a little bit more psychological in the
I think Tony should have gotten more offense.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I agree with that too.
I think that a little bit more BS would have like made it a little better.
His team's standing right there and they're not doing anything. They're just like watching.
No, they tried to give him brass knucks. He said
tried to give him the brass knuckles and they said no.
That's true. But they need the crowbar, not the brass knucks. That's the problem.
But at the same time, it's like he tried to stand on business and not have anybody interfere or use any kind of methods. I think that using a little methods in this Kai Sensei as the Don, it would have worked. But I feel that this match made Tony D'Angelo look a lot better and solidified him as a main event player. I think people have been doubting his abilities on the mic.
Not us.
Not us, but I'm just saying people have been saying that he is not a main event talent, and I agree that after this stand and deliver match, he solidified his stance as a main event talent. Whether or not they make something of it and he becomes champion one day, it's still left to see. But I enjoyed how Dragunov put him over, and the handshake of respect afterwards basically was Dragunov stamping approval that, hey, you took the ass whooping.
I do think that he's a main event player. I don't think he's like the flag bearer though yet. Like I don't think he can carry. Like I don't think he can carry the brand on his shoulder.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
He's like a Dijak. He's gonna be in and out of it.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy though, because I think Dijak could actually carry the whole
agree.
brand.
I agree. I agree.
I think, I think he could be the main champ. Like, I think he's that good.
Really quick on the last match because I didn't get to tell you all my thoughts.
Yeah.
I think Lyra is getting called up and not Roxanne.
I think Roxanne's getting called up on the.
I don't think they're going to do that with the women's title 2 times. It makes the women's title look really bad.
Who's to say she doesn't lose it at Spring Breaking?
No, I'm saying I don't think you could have 2 women get called up and have like really short reigns, like it happened.
I see what you're saying.
I think it makes the title look good. I think maybe 3 months down the line, give her like a 3-month run, and then have her come up after SummerSlam.
Well, I think that's what they're. I think that's what they're gonna end up doing because remember, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker got called up
but
2 months ago.
The actual draft is in 2 weeks.
There was rumors that that they're gonna keep the Wolf Dogs together on the main roster.
I would love that.
I would too. I think it would give.
Speaking of which, I think that Roxanne's gonna lose the title to Julia.
I think Julia's getting the mid card title.
No. I think Lola Vice is getting the mid card title.
What if Natalya gets it?
No, why? She doesn't need it. I honestly, like if I had like my top 3 for the mid card title would be Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, or Lola Vice. I think like that should be, to me, like they're at that level where it's
Elektra would have been perfect for it, dude.
Elektra would have been good too, but she's on the main roster now.
Yeah, they kept her down there, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like they're all like at that level where they're not quite ready to be on the top of the card, but they're all like really great mid carders, especially Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka, like her offense is just ridiculous.
So I agree with
the 3. I think that. Go ahead.
Sorry. I agree with the 3 you said. The only way I'd be okay if they like curved us a little is if JC Jane versus Thea Hill was the final for that title.
That could be really cool because both of them are very deserving as well.
Yeah,
I think Sol Ruka might get that one though because she came back and the way they're presenting her, they've been presenting her pretty strong since she's been back.
I mean, it could be we could get the Miss North American champion.
All right. All right. Main event: Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams.
Here we go.
This match I had so many expectations for this match and for a match at WrestleMania that we're going to get to later. I had so many high expectations, and I was let down. I'm going to tell you how to fix both of them really quick because we're already at 35 minutes. This match just needed 5 to 8 more minutes. 5 to 8 more minutes, maybe brawl on the outside before the match, maybe throw him into the steps a couple of times. It just needed 3 minutes of hardcore before the match action or some sort of weapon usage in the match and 3 to 5 minutes of more wrestling. I think this match would have been perfect.
I think they needed a couple more false finishes where you think Melo's going to win. I think that's really because I didn't at no point in that match did I think Melo was going to win that match. And I think that's the problem. Is like I knew going in Trick was going to win. I knew Trick was going to get over on him. I knew he was going to be next up for Dragunov. I knew that's going to be the match at either Spring Breaking or Battleground. And I'm like, okay, so I know Dragunov's winning. I know Trick's winning. At least make me think that Melo might win. And I didn't. Not once in that match did I think Melo was going to win that match.
And I'll agree because, when we came out of it, I was like, all right, I already knew that Trick was winning. But the swerve that we got on Tuesday was what was needed at Stand and Deliver. If they would have done that turn on Tuesday on Stand and Deliver where they went to the ring and you had to face off and yada yada yada, and the same thing happened there, I think that would have added the cherry on top to that particular match.
But that would have been hard to do because Dragunov would have to come out post match, and then it would have been too messy. I think at the end, I think it had to be Tuesday.
Yeah, but it could have been like that, like last minute kind of thing. Like so,
I think they would have had to flip flop the main event. They wouldn't have had Trick and Melo be the main event then, because then Dragunov would have won. Trick would have came out after saying, "Hey, I want my title shot," and then Mello could have attacked him because they would have already been off in the back.
Also, in what world is Dragunov like? Because he's supposed to be a face. Why is Dragunov saying no? You can't fight for the title.
Because he already fought for the title.
But he got screwed.
He didn't get screwed.
He
Did
lost.
Mello not interfere?
Not on purpose.
No, Mello interfered, bro.
Wait, yeah, no, he did.
Yeah.
He did get screwed the second time.
See, this is the thing. I want Dragunov to succeed, but they can't put all these weird holes in his story.
I saw the match between him and Nakamura. I loved it. It was nice, simple.
I would have
straight.
I
It was
would've liked,
straight. It was
the
straight,
Rocking-
strong style.
I would have liked the Rock and Cody to have been about like 3 minutes shorter, and that match to be 3 minutes longer, though.
Yeah, that's the only one I would say that I did wish was longer on Monday.
Yeah,
I could have
I
done
agree with that.
All right.
Real
Anything else
quick,
before?
because I don't think we're gonna go back to NXT, but Roxy and Natalia had a banger on Tuesday night.
They did.
And you guys both know how hard I am on Natty. I'm always like, she's a channel changer. Banger match. Congrats to her.
But here's the thing. Here's the ironic thing about the situation. Natty has been training with Roxanne for the longest.
That I can
So
tell because that match really was good.
This was a student versus teacher type of shit, and it was a banger.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Night 1 of WrestleMania. It kicked off with the Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley defeating Becky Lynch.
It's a cool notch on Rhea's belt, but I don't really think there was anything memorable in the match.
I think the match was a solid match between them. I think that the ending sequence was great. How they ended the match.
And Becky was sick during this too, guys.
That's true.
Yeah.
So given that she was still sick or fighting it or just got better from being sick, she put on a great match. I mean, it was what it was. It wasn't like a 10-star banger,
It
but
was a 3.5. It was a 3.5, 3.75 match.
That's what I would have said.
I thought the Riptide in the corner was a cool spot, but that's all I remember from it.
The which in the corner? Oh, the Riptide
ending sequence. So yeah, no, I agree. I think that we are gonna see a little bit more. I think we may get a rematch, but I doubt it. I don't know.
You got the Live fan base is super horny on Twitter right now. We can't mess with.
I know that. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed her throwing that damn chair at Rhea out of a sudden.
Unprotected chair shot.
We're going back.
That's why they hired Sean Spears, bro. That's why they hired Sean Spears,
the chairman.
But let me tell you that we got one of the coolest camera work right after that happened.
Yeah, that was
the camera away and they walked it in. I was like, that was dope.
All right, so the next match was a 6-pack ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. A-Town Down Under won the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Who?
Wow.
Who?
A-Town Down Under.
Austin Theory and Daddy won the tag titles.
And Awesome Truth won the Raw Tag Team titles. And
they're going to lose it to the Wolf Dogs in 2 weeks.
Which was funny because somebody that is literally next to me on the cam predicted that shit.
Me, right?
You got them both right. Actually, hold on.
You got them both right.
While we're looking at that, I'll bring that up.
And I'll tell you right now, they're losing it in 2 weeks to the Wolf Dogs.
I will say that this match was a low-key banger. Some of the spots were pretty nice. They tore up Finn pretty badly. I think Finn took the brunt of the damage when it came down to the ladder shots and stuff like that. The ladder.
Oh yeah, you got to take that attitude adjustment on the ladder too for our truth.
And then shout out to Jordan Devlin. What do you call him now?
JD McDonough.
JD McDonough for taking that bump through the 2 tables. That was pretty cool.
I enjoyed the match. I think that there was too many teams in the match, but I get why, because it would have been obvious to guess who would have won the match. But I do think it was. I do think it was like there was too much going on.
Yeah. I did enjoy seeing New Cash Republic. They're starting to gain my confidence, and I'm
No
starting.
charisma Republic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they need a manager
I still like um Butch doing the snap fingers.
They
He's
need a
fun.
manager. They need a manager ASAP. That crowd's gonna lose
They
interest.
they should call up Charlie Dempsey and have Regal be their manager of all three.
You know, that would be hella awesome if it happened.
It would be.
It's crazy
um,
because Trent Seven was the best one on the microphone, and they let him go.
Yeah,
yeah,
he was a good
but
worker too,
that
though.
would,
Even though he's a
he,
little large like me, but you
he's
know,
succeeding in Impact, isn't he? In Impact,
Yeah, him and Speedball are challenging for tag titles.
yeah. So, all right, cool. Then we had the team of Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. I like the shenanigans in this match. Outside of the real match, I thought that the shenanigans made this match what it made it.
It was a fun
Seeing,
match to get the Kelseys involved.
yeah, and
yeah.
that was the highlight of it.
You mean
Now,
Kelsey and Lane Johnson?
Yeah,
KLC and Lane Johnson. But also seeing whatchamacallit, man, I'm having a brain fart right now with these
Zelina?
names. No, not Selena, the non-Hispanic one.
Joaquin
Oh.
Phoenix?
Joaquin,
Or Joaquin Wild. Sorry, Joaquin Wild. Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix is
Wild
the Joker.
having that same spot that he had in NXT. I thought that was fun to see. Seeing Andrade and back get his WrestleMania moment, like right with the company, I think that was awesome. I'm a big Andrade fan.
Carlito turned on Friday, right?
I think so.
I say so. I think so. I think that either that or this was somebody. This was either Andrade doing a heel turn again, or this is directly Carlito doing a turn.
I
But
think you have
he's
to go with
leaving. But I think
Carlito.
he's leaving. I don't think he's turning on to. I don't think he's turning to join Legado. I think he's gonna just bounce out. I think I think his contract was a short term contract, so I think it's up, and I think he might be gone.
It
After
was a
this.
fun. It was a fun
Backlash will be 1
year
year.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on that one. But I think for the shenanigans to see the Kelsey guy and such, I think it was great. It was a good ending and it was a good spot.
And honestly, he can go back to Puerto Rico now, go back to his dad's organization, and who knows, maybe he worked out a deal with Triple H to call LWO over for an appearance or something, you know? Because
well, we'll talk a little bit about that before.
WWE is the forbidden door right now. You want the
We'll
forbidden
talk.
door. You watch WWE.
Let's finish this and then we'll talk about that after we finish WrestleMania. All right. What I think was the letdown match of the night, which could have been a little bit better, was the brother versus brother, Jay Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I feel that Jimmy, I don't know, it just didn't click. Like I enjoyed seeing the super kicks because they're basically doing each other's arsenal, but at the same time, it's like
That can't be the only thing in the arsenal.
yeah, like you should have, like they should have changed it up a little bit, or like I just didn't, something didn't click with me, and I was just like, meh.
I think you're being nice about it. Like you're like, oh, it didn't like quite live up to. This match was horrible. Like there's no like it was it.
This was a 1-star match. Like
yeah, it did not deserve to even be on the card.
You want to know? You want to know what's funny? Bleacher Report rated it a 2-star match.
That's wild because that match was not good at all.
Well, Bleacher Report, WB, Super Kicks, you know how it all works.
I'll be honest with you. I know we have a few more matches, but I overall like I thought night one was okay.
Yeah, no, it was okay. It was fun to see. It had fun matches, which we'll get into the next one. Jade Cargill versus Bianca. Jade Cargill.
Really quick on the Usos, Matt. Really quick. 1 point. I think they're building to like a Hell in a Cell or a street fight or something, and that's why this match was so contained.
I hope so because I would be disappointed if they had a bullshit match next again.
I agree.
Like, anyways, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi defeated Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane.
It was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean the big three, the way they presented them, I think it was perfect.
But I think
I
I'll be honest with you. I really only think Asuka's the only one on their level. So like that's why it kind of didn't really it wouldn't really make sense for damage control to get really a lot of offense and come close to winning.
yeah.
Man,
No,
Dakota's
and
first run before he tore that ACL, I would have loved
she
to
was
see that
killing it.
Dakota in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
her.
was killing it.
Yep, in NXT you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like I remember when she the War Games. Man,
Yeah, when
that
she
was
turned.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, when she made people
But
care about Tegan Knox.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's what he's saying. No, but I will say the big three, the Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. I thought that the presentation that they did, I literally they look like superstars. Like
Her
I'm gonna be
Jade's
honest.
entrance is fantastic.
Yeah, but like you add that, and then you add the power and the speed from Naomi and Bianca. I think it's like if they ever did a trios championship or some shit like that. I
No, no,
think that
don't,
they
don't, 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 don't
I
stop.
think
Don't
that
even.
they would keep it, but I'm waiting to see. I think we're gonna see probably a tag team between Bianca and Naomi, and then we're gonna probably see a couple of more matches. But I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with these three. I hope that one day we can see a triple threat main event match for them three. So yeah, the
Do I
IC.
not? Am I missing something with Naomi? Like, what's this Naomi hype?
She's good in the ring. She's athletic.
Is she?
She's yeah.
Tell me a
More
5-star
athletic than
Naomi
you.
match. Tell me a 5-star Naomi match
Her and Jordan Grace in TNA.
in WWE.
Her and Jordan Grace in TNA. They
That's what I'm
haven't
saying.
given her. They haven't. I will say this.
She worked for
WWE.
Alexa. She worked with Charlotte. She worked with some great names. Like, I think Naomi's a solid mid carder. I don't think she's
I
a
don't.
main
I
eventer.
don't. I disagree because if they would let her do the same thing that they were doing in TNA with her, it would be great.
Anthony,
Like
I do you think it's different when she's in TNA because she's one of the tops on the cards, and when she's
yeah,
in
I thought the
WWE,
TNA match was whatever, but
the,
she's just
the
miles
talent
ahead.
level is like I mean you talk like your top 6 is probably better than anybody in TNA when it comes to the women's division.
I wouldn't say that because Jordan Grace was along the same levels as Bianca. Like I
No,
will say that that's presentation
no,
and athleticism. Jordan Grace
no.
is.
I've seen the matches with her and Naomi. They were good, but not Bianca level. Not like Bianca Sasha at
I
Mania a couple years ago.
I
No
mean,
way.
but you also got to think about it. She was working with Sasha Banks,
That's what I'm saying.
aka
Your
Okay,
top people in the
or
WWE are a little
or
bit.
Bailey and Mercedes, or sorry, Bailey and Sasha in NXT.
Yeah,
Like,
take
it's
over
still on the
Brooklyn.
same level, yeah.
but I think that she can be a great main eventer if they give her the chance.
We'll agree to
Like,
disagree. I think he's a solid mid carder. That's only one spot up, so it's not like we're completely disagreeing. I'm not saying he's like a bottom of the card, you know. Like, I'm saying he's a mid carder. You're saying he's a main eventer. It's one step up, you know. It happened.
anyways, getting on the Intercanada Championship match, Sami Zayn defeats Gunther and dethrones him.
This was perfect.
I
thought
called
it was
it.
perfect.
I called it.
It was
I thought it was perfect.
I okay, hold on. I enjoyed the match. Thought the match was fantastic. I just would have changed the ending.
I wouldn't have.
I don't need Gunther to have a 666-day title run. 667 would have
It's
been better.
historic.
Would have been better. But I think I also think that would have helped Monday Night Raw a little bit. I think it would have been a better Raw after Mania if you had Gunther get an open challenge and that's when he loses it. I don't know.
That way
I
you could have
think-
done Gable versus him at Mania as well.
Yeah,
But then you had Gable lose.
I don't care. You could have had anybody lose. It's Gunther.
I thought that the match was told perfectly. The build up has that Sammy can't get it done, and he got it done. I really enjoyed Gunther talking mess to his wife, to Sammy's wife.
Not to go on a tangent, but what's next for Sammy?
I'm still seeing that match against Chad Gable.
It's going to be Gable and Bronson Reed. He's going to beat Gable this
Yeah.
Monday, and then it'll be Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Because Bronson beat him twice.
Okay.
So we see a series of defenses,
And
unless it's
and
a,
I want to see him and Bronson at a pay-per-view. Like if him and
well,
Bronson
I'm
have
also
15
going to tell you this, that they're going to switch the titles come the draft. So you got to remember that they switch the titles every draft. So he may
Yeah,
be going to SmackDown.
but he'll keep the IC title going into Backlash, and then he'll win at Backlash, and then he'll go over to SmackDown full time. But if they give him and Bronson like 15 minutes on Backlash, I think
That'd be perfect. Okay. So we get to the main event, which is The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. I enjoyed this match.
How long was it? I know how long it was.
It was
I'm
like
asking
almost.
you.
I thought it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a 45-minute match. How amazing is The Rock that he wasn't gassed?
I mean, that motherfucker trains every day. So
he drank water in the crowd. He drank water in the crowd.
But this man who hasn't wrestled a match
in over 10 years
against an opponent in 20 years, because I couldn't see the guy he was wrestling 10 years ago.
You know how many times? The man who shall not be named that owned the company would make one-off appearances and not be gassed?
What are you talking about? He would tear his quads sliding in the ring.
No, when he would have actual matches.
But either way, I was really impressed with The Rock. He looked like he didn't miss a beat. His selling was spot on. His he didn't look gassed, and he really felt like he belonged there and didn't feel out of place at all.
Are we not going to talk about how he almost broke his ankle that one time when he?
No, that happened. I was more impressed that he sold that spear so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was funny. I will say this from a storyline perspective. The Rock using his power in TKO to scare the ref to make it a one-sided affair. That was a fair. That was like hilarious.
That's what the Young Bucks should be doing, Elias. That's what the Young Bucks should be doing in AEW. Not this. We're gonna show footage. That's what the Young Bucks should be doing.
But let's be honest though, like they could even have a third Young Buck, and you put them all together, and they still don't equal the size of The Rock.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that one.
Or the star power.
But think about it from the match perspective. The story that it told from start to end, like I honestly from like the only thing that I did think at the end was that Roman was gonna hog the pin, and the fact that he let The Rock take the pin, like showed like that. Oh wait, yeah, we're united. We're gonna do this and that. He gave it The Rock his moment and stuff like that, and ended the match with Cody taking the pin, and the same image that they had last year when Roman was walking up the steps to get to the top, and the same Cody sitting in the ring, the same picture, the same thing. It told the story that was perfect, that led into night 2. I don't know, that was cinema, in my opinion.
And now Rock, when The Rock says, "Oh, I pinned you, Cody," Cody could be like, "Roman did all the work," and you have more tension going forward with their story.
Yep. All right, we're going into night 2. I'm pulling up the results for night 2. Thought I had it. Oh, next. I gotta click next.
Hey, who was the really small guy in Jurassic Express?
In Jurassic, are you talking about Jack Perry?
No,
the smaller one.
Like was it like Mako or something like that?
Monty? No.
No.
It started with an M.
Yeah, I know that. I just can't think of what his name was. It was like
Marco Stunt.
Marco Stunt. Yeah, there you go.
I don't even watch AEW. What are you guys doing to me?
He hasn't been there how long?
It don't matter. I never even seen one match with the guy. Come on, guys.
All right, we'll go into night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 2 started off with the World Heavyweight Championship match. By the way, those entrances were freaking awesome.
McIntyre's was really cool. Seth was weird, but McIntyre's was really freaking cool.
Now we get a new champion in a great match, and Seth Rollins. And well, hold on. We get new after Seth gives Drew the props. He starts taunting a person, CM Punk, and CM Punk gets tired of the taunting and starts beating the shit out of him. And then, Lord and behold, Damian Priest, aka Interesting Undertaker, got in and cashed in the title, and cashed in Money in the Bank, and became the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Drew got too close. You know,
Drew got too comfortable.
Yeah, got too comfortable. Can't do
I'm
that.
not gonna lie. The trolling he did for Seth Rollins with the phone, that was perfect, but
Yeah, it was.
it backfired on him at the end for not staying. You know, if he,
But I think me and you called this. I think Moy said just Drew, and I think you said a failed cash in from Priest, right?
I said a failed cash in.
Yeah, but me and Elias said that it would not be a failed cash in, and I'm actually happy for Priest. Not only was he on the bump, but he was at Yankee Stadium calling the Yankee game. I know whatever you might not like the Yankees, but at least he's getting the media tour.
No,
So,
I'm enjoying what they're doing with him. He is the first Puerto Rican Latin champion since Pedro Morales, which is historic. For Puerto Ricans, of course.
So you said in Latin would Rey Mysterio not be considered Latin?
Well,
he's a
Puerto Rican
okay.
descent. Of Puerto Rican descent. There you go. That'd be better.
Oh, okay.
The first Latin of Hispanic Latin of Puerto Rican descent that won
like
the
any
championship.
belt, or you're talking about the main belt, right?
No, like the main belt.
Okay. Yeah.
So I thought that was awesome. I thought that CM Punk screwing Drew McIntyre again on Raw was awesome too.
Yeah, that was great.
That was great. All right, and then we go into the second tag team Philadelphia Street Fight. I enjoyed this match more than I should have.
This match was way better than it needed to be. Next.
Yeah.
I agree. And Bubba Ray Dudley was a special guest referee, so
yeah, and that threw Twitter into a disarray.
Well, only 800,000 or less Twitter users into disarray.
But I really enjoyed the callback to the Dudleys. It was like I said, it was better. I enjoyed it more than I should have. And of course, the Pride won the match,
which they needed to.
LA Knight defeated AJ Styles, which I thought was a pretty solid match between the two.
I'm going to try to talk about that real quick because that was the only singles match that really wasn't like I guess Jay and Jimmy as well wasn't for a title, but it was like the only like non-gimmicked like singles match.
Yeah.
Like no championship, no like gimmicks or anything like that. I would even say Jimmy and Jay is almost like a brother versus brother, so it's kind of a gimmicky thing.
Gimmicky?
Yeah, so but LA Knight and AJ was like literally the only like singles match with nothing at stake except for like a blood feud. And it was good. I really enjoyed it. Right guy came out on top, of course.
Yeah. I still don't think it's over. And if they're not gonna put Tama Tonga on NXT, I think they're gonna probably pair him up with AJ Styles on Friday.
You have way too much faith in indie wrestlers jumping.
Dude,
NXT.
seriously, yeah, these people aren't gonna come straight up, Elias.
I mean, AJ Styles went straight up.
Okay,
he's the only one.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna put anybody under somebody, you're gonna put them under somebody that they trust.
But
so
with your argument, Julia should get called up right away over Tama Tonga.
I agree. She should have been on the main roster. And I also agree. But that's like saying Maxine. Like they put Maxine on the main roster, and she was not even ready to be on the main roster.
She wasn't supposed to wrestle. That's the difference.
She was supposed to be Stacy Keibler under Vince. Triple H made her wrestle.
But still, like she didn't wrestle, and then when she did, she sucked.
Terrible. Yeah.
So it's like you can't say that they can't put somebody like Tama Tonga on there who's more experienced and probably would be a better bodyguard for AJ Styles.
I mean, yeah, but there's been way more popular people that have went to NXT. Drew McIntyre before
Bobby
he went
Roode,
back to the
Nakamura.
No, I agree.
Samoa Joe.
But at this point, it's like I don't know. I think that Tama Tonga would do good with AJ Styles.
They also need to fulfill CW's wishes there probably and actually have like a third brand.
Exactly.
So they can't But you got it. But you know what's wild is you got a guy like Obafemi, which is a straight product from the
Performance Center.
Performance Center, and that dude's way beyond where I feel like he should be. So
That dude just from day one that he debuted, he impressed everybody.
you talking about
And
re-debuted or debuted and hurt himself?
Debuted like when Obafemi, right?
Yeah, when he got hurt.
He like debuted like a year prior to like the breakout tournament, and
Yeah,
he got
Anthony
hurt.
forgot, and then I had to send him videos of him breaking furniture.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one. I just know that when he debuted and won the breakout tournament and beat
that was a
Dragon
very
Lee,
impressive
I was
run.
like, ever since then he's just been on a run, and that run has been perfect.
I had to console Moist though because he was very upset that Riley Osborne didn't win the breakout tournament. So
I understand. All right, United States triple threat match, and I think this match was actually pretty. Again, this is one of the matches that I enjoyed more than I should have. I thought that the wrong.
I'm not being funny. I'm not calling you out. You say this about every Logan Paul match, Elias. You say this about every Logan Paul match because Logan Paul is better than Ospreay. Thank you. Good. We're done. That's all.
I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I will say
I don't know about all that, but
after he had a banger with Roman in Saudi Arabia, you should not question any of his matches.
On the shenanigan level, I enjoyed it more than I should have because of the fact that I didn't know who the hell the guy on the prime bottle was.
Are we too old, or are we just
like we're old, dude? We're old.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out if like we're too old or if we're out of touch with stuff that's not wrestling based.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I think it has. Because I'm sitting like, who is ISHO Speed? Like, who was that?
Bro, like, they asked me in the group chat, and me being the young and hip and cool one, I'm like, guys, that's KSI, and they're like, no, that's not
KSI. He tried, and
I like made fun of him after it too. I'm like, God, y'all are so old, guys. That's KSI, and Dominic's like, no, I know KSI. That's not KSI. I'm like,
oh, I know KSI too. That's not KSI.
Yeah, but to everybody's defense, nobody knew who he was. So there wasn't a single person in the chat that knew who he was.
He's a big deal. He's like a top 5 Twitcher or something.
Randy looked like he enjoyed beating his ass a little too much, though.
He did.
Well, Randy's kids probably watch this guy, right? Like,
yeah.
Like KO said, his kids watch Logan Paul.
I like I said, I enjoyed this match more than I should because of the shenanigans.
And I think you like Logan Paul and you just won't admit it.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to follow Logan Paul to the incident when he found the dead body. Like that's when I lost my respect for the guy.
And you like Logan Paul more than Ospreay.
He's apologized for it.
I wouldn't say. No, I'm saying like I'm being honest. Like I do enjoy Logan Paul matches. I've always given Logan Paul mad props because of the fact that he's integrated to the professional wrestling world better than most entertainers or
way better than Ospreay.
He is not better than Ospreay. Shut the fuck up.
I will tell you that.
Oh my God! Who cuts better promos?
I got a question though for you guys.
If you put him in the ring,
I don't care about the ring. You know
what? No, I care about the ring because if you're saying that he's better than him, it has to be in the ring. Too.
Okay.
It can't be. It can't be.
Okay.
I'll give you this. Logan Paul.
I'll give you that. But
I'll give you this. Logan Paul can get a better promo.
So I'm going to bring up a third thing now. How about being a locker room guy and not humping your coworkers or air humping next to your coworkers to where they feel uncomfortable? Because Ospreay does that and Logan Paul does that.
If you want to talk about a person that Logan Paul, think about the stuff that he's done over the years. Logan Paul is not a saint either.
But he hasn't done it in
anyways. When he took a picture of naked in the when he took a picture with the U.S. Championship in the shower,
what's your point?
With his girlfriend asleep naked.
So did Seth and Becky. So did Paige.
Mandy
so
Rose.
did Xavier Woods.
I mean that was different. Those last two names were different.
Anyways, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is the OG, but
yeah.
But anyways, I got a question about.
I don't hate Ospreay, guys.
I got a question.
He hates Ospreay.
Is he the only man in wrestling that pays to wrestle? because I know he's not making more than the Prime sponsorships paying the WWE. So is he literally paying to wrestle?
Yeah.
WWE is paying Prime.
No, why would they pay Prime? Prime's paying to put their logo in the middle of the
Oh,
ring.
sorry. No, yeah, that's what I read about this on a thing. I'll
No,
send
you're
you an
paying
article,
for Prime.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, Moise is paying for Prime.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So is Logan Paul literally paying to wrestle?
Yeah. Well,
At the end
nah.
of the day?
I think he cuts even. I think
You
he
think
gets
you
it cuts
think he's
even.
making that much money? Because dude,
He
we're
is
talking
like
we are
Prime.
talking middle of the ring, like turnbuckle sponsorship. Like this has like never been done before.
Did you guys see AJ Styles? He was like, "Man, TNA did it, but they would do stickers, and people would like slip into corners." So he's so happy.
Oh no, yeah, this
that
is actually
Prime
like
did,
integrated
like a hollow integration. Yeah.
But while he's
life
looking
is
up whatever,
more
next was
yeah.
Bailey versus Io.
I thought this match was match of the night for the women. I think this was a
my
banger.
favorite women's match of the weekend, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that
there's some wrestling fans that didn't watch it.
Okay, and
well,
we watched
it.
it.
There's people that say they're wrestling fans and then didn't watch this, and I'm like, you can't say you're a wrestling fan and miss the best women's match of Mania weekend.
Hey, if you don't watch it, that's fine. Let other people enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
Really
I thought it was a banger.
Waking up early and watching Stardom. Come on, man. You gotta respect people.
Yeah, maybe. Did you watch any wrestling outside WWE this week?
I watched Ring of Honor, the Briscoe versus Eddie Kingston match. Yeah, I watched Supercard. I watched Mina, the Stardom girl, her match, and then that's pretty much it. Mina,
the girl that was kissing the other girl in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, the one I made out of Mar. Oh, that's cool.
That reply, by the way, that I sent you guys, that was dude. I cracked up.
And I did catch clips of Bloodsport. But let's finish this up and we'll talk about Bloodsport because I thought Bloodsport was pretty legit. All right, where did we leave off? Io Sky versus Bailey and match of the year contender. There you go. And we get to the main event, Cody versus Roman, and Cody finished the story.
WrestleMania Endgame.
That pretty much because like as soon as the shenanigans started, you see Jimmy come out, then Jay takes him out, then you see Solo come out, and then you see John Cena come out, and then he takes.
As soon as Cody kicked out at Samoan Spike Spear, I was like, he won.
Yeah.
And then we had thrice in a lifetime, Rock and Cena have a face-off.
And Cena rock bottoms him. Once that happens, the Undertaker shows up. And then after that,
Seth Rollins comes out next. Seth Rollins
Rollins comes out, and then Undertaker.
Yeah, no, it was Undertaker and then Seth Rollins because Undertaker
it was Seth Rollins.
Rock.
No, it was Seth Rollins because he was going to attack the Rock.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Then
the chair was in the ring.
Roman did the Superman punch on him.
Yeah, that's right. But I know that the Undertaker spot was supposed to be Cena. I mean, not Cena, Stone Cold. But for some reason, they couldn't get Stone Cold because everything tied into previous WrestleManias, right?
Yeah.
So.
But it's still tied in because at the end of the day, the Undertaker is the final boss.
Well, they had a feud at Judgment Day, like 2000, I believe, and so.
Well, I think on the respect factor of hey, we got Cody's back. Undertaker has also had Cody's back.
Is it kind of like a passing of the locker room, maybe too, from Taker to Cody?
In a sense, because I know
honestly, he was the locker room leader prior.
Because honestly speaking, outside of Roman, I would say that Roman is like the big locker room leader in the back, and Seth Rollins. I think Cody took that mantle since they split the brands. Cody has been the leader of the locker room on Raw, and it's just been like him and Seth Rollins. I think after their feud that they had, I think that they've cultivated their relationship to become pretty cool with each other. I think that going back to the match, I think the ending of it was kind of story told to what Seth had told Cody I'll be your shield kind of thing, and seeing Roman choose to do the chair shot, the same chair shot that Seth did to him, kind of get revenge, was his downfall in this match.
Could it
And
also be that Roman has never beat Seth? Could that be what it is too? He has beat Cody.
both of them.
Yeah.
I
What
think
happened to your
that
internet there, Elias?
I don't know. That wasn't me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it was.
you're dipping, dude. I can see your little your connection.
Yeah.
I see full stars here. Full bars here.
No, you have you. I'm Tokyo Dome level. I don't know what's going on with yours.
I don't know. I got Xfinity, and I got the
So
highest
do I.
one.
So do I.
So,
Crazy.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, anyways,
Boys, I got
yeah.
a question for you real quick. I like the color of your wall. Is that like a nice periwinkle?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, look at that. That's a nice color. Good job, man. Good job
So-
picking up that color.
So going back,
And it
was
matches my pillow.
because I was right, because I ended up being right on that one. Cody finished.
So did I. I said the same thing.
Well, Moit said it too, but I'm too stubborn to go against Roman and go for Cody. So I knew Cody was gonna win, but I'm just too stubborn. I can't say his name.
You just said it.
All right, Elias, who's next for Cody?
I want.
Isn't it
to
Jay?
say-
Oh no, that's
Jay for
Damian.
Damien.
No.
I want to see if he
think
said what I told you, Anthony.
What, Dominic?
No. I told you AJ.
Oh yeah. You did tell me.
No, because AJ's. I don't think that this AJ.
You know what makes more sense?
and-
Randy Orton.
Too quick.
It-
Randy's having too much fun right now.
I
Yeah,
think it's
but
gonna be
they have-
Logan Paul.
No, Logan's gonna fight LA.
No,
when
it's
they're-
gonna
when
be
him
Logan.
and AJ are done.
I think it's gonna be Logan for Backlash. I think it's gonna be Logan Paul for Backlash because they teased it.
How'd they
But I don't
tease it?
know. I mean, Logan has said he wanted to go after the main title eventually.
Yeah, but I feel like he has to drop the US first. I maybe we won't
But-
even know until the draft happens.
Maybe, but we'll see Friday. Think about
Why
it.
not
Friday, he's-
Why not Gunther?
No, he
Any
can't
on
take
Raw?
another loss right now. He can't take another loss right now.
but he's on Raw. Cody is on SmackDown now.
What about Lashley?
I can see Lashley, but I don't want to see Lashley lose.
What about Solo?
Why? What's the story there? Cause he thumbed him.
Roman
Revenge.
told me to. Roman told me to.
No, the
I did-
revenge of the
I did
bloodline.
it for the Rock.
No, but I think it could be the revenge of the bloodline. Like them trying to get back the title and wear down Cody for whenever Roman decides to come back.
I think Dominic should fight him at Backlash.
Well, Dominic's on Raw.
I don't care. I want to see Dominic
Mm.
fight him.
All right. I don't know. We'll see Friday night.
I think Judgment Day is
tomorrow
going to
night.
get split in the draft. That's my.
I think they're gonna. Somebody's gonna turn on somebody, and we're gonna see the dissension of the.
See,
of
I
the-
hate when they do that. Like, just split them in the draft so that way they don't have to have dissension.
Dude,
But I want to see
think-
dissension.
I still, to this day, think one of the best breakups was when APA broke up. And Heyman just had JBL and Farouk go their separate ways. I thought that was one of the best,
Yeah, it's kind of like when Kofi was doing his New Day stuff. Like, or
I
Kofi
wanted it with
Mania.
Mello. I wanted it with Mello and Trick too, but
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, but Mello's having a great heel run, so I'm actually digging
yeah.
that.
So okay. So was the match? Did the match live up to your hype?
yes, it was a great match.
I will say yes, it lived up to my. I wouldn't say it lived up to my hype. I would say it surpassed what I thought Cody can do.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for WrestleMania. It was fun.
Samantha Irvin was MVP of the weekend.
Not according
Yeah,
to
no,
Brian Hebner.
that- Fuck up. Like really? Like a Hebner? Like the Hebners? Really?
That's clickbait. That's what that is. That dude wanted
Basi-
clicks, and he just
so he said that
yeah.
Samantha Irvin is one of the best announcers since
Ever.
Lillian Garcia. Like Lillian
I didn't think
Garcia had.
I didn't think Lillian was good.
I think Lillian had the
Lillian was good.
voice, but when Samantha, even JoJo was good, but as before Samantha Irvin started, Mike Rome had it.
I
Mike
like Mike
Rome
Rome too. Yeah.
when Mike Rome presented Cody at WrestleMania when he came back, that stuff literally sent chills down my back.
I don't know who the girl is on NXT, but she's really good too.
Alyssa Ashton.
Yeah,
Ashton Alyssa, something like that.
She's a really good ring announcer as well.
You know who Loki is a good ring announcer, but he does like different roles at WWE now? Byron Saxton.
Yeah, but I don't mind Byron. Wasn't he was he
He was a ring announcer at one of the Saudi.
Yeah, but was he fake Mello when Mello came and attacked Trick from behind?
Yeah, he was the fake Mello. Yes.
Yeah. He was a fake Mello. That dude, he's pretty ripped for like somebody that doesn't get out there and get at it.
No, we're talking about like moments of the weekend. This wasn't on TV, but did you guys see the TikTok of Samantha Irvin telling JoJo to be her?
I did not.
Groomswoman. Oh my god, it was like goosebumps.
Have you heard? Did you see her at WrestleMania? Samantha Irvin at WrestleMania. That was nice. She is talented. Like she could sing and she could play the flute. I love it. As a musician, being able to be versatile like that and not mess up, especially when you're going from playing an instrument to singing and not be able to like mess up your tone, like that's great.
Yeah, Jesse McCartney can't do that, right, Anthony?
I don't even know who that guy is.
So over the weekend,
Jonas Brothers.
Over the whole weekend, you've seen all the indies like Stardom, GCW had a lot of shows during the weekend, and I think GCW has done great in bringing and giving gigs for indie wrestlers throughout the whole weekend.
I heard you really enjoyed the Naked Stunner. That was your favorite.
No, I didn't see that one, but I enjoyed Bloodsport. I think I watched it out of curiosity. Josh Barnett is a freaking beast. I will say that. The match of Charlie Dempsey was pretty good. I like the ending.
Where did you see that? Because I seen the Shayna match, but I didn't see the Charlie Dempsey match.
I actually saw. I got it on. I have this app. I have to tell you off.
Yeah, of course.
But I was able to catch the replay of that.
What's the little smirk for up there?
So Elias, you weren't on Fight TV?
No.
Of course he was. He was on Fight TV.
No.
Yeah, whoever's watching this, he was definitely on Fight TV.
Yeah, I was on Fight TV.
Yeah, exactly.
No, honestly, it feels to me like this year the indie wrestling was kind of like at a lower tone than at least Dallas or last year's.
Maybe also because the WWE is doing bigger things.
That, and then like I feel like it's different when I'm there, because when I'm there, like I'll have people handing out random flyers and I'll be like, oh, this is cool, midnight wrestling show.
Oh, I've been to Vegas and they hand out flyers too. Not the same kind, probably though.
They do if you go to a wrestling show.
Oh, okay.
So the rumor is that Minnesota is going to get WrestleMania 20 or WrestleMania in 2026.
Did they announce where it's going to be next year?
No, so I think they're going for Vegas.
I think they're going to do Vegas for next year.
So what do you do with Double or Nothing?
I mean,
it's such a bad wrestling city, though.
Yeah, but
I don't think for Mania it is. I don't think for
Mania it's not, because they're gonna probably try to tie it. And here's my prediction: they're gonna probably tie some UFC event to WrestleMania.
That would make sense. But where would you put that? The week before? Because WrestleMania weekend's so busy.
Yeah, no, they'll kick off UFC weekend before.
Okay.
Or you wanna really take it to the competition? Have a free UFC pay-per-view style show on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dirty.
Very dirty.
And the only way you can watch it on Peacock and ESPN. You have Peacock or ESPN, you can watch the UFC fight.
anyways, GCW I think has okay. Before I say this, I think GCW has been doing great for indie wrestling. They've steadily grown their audience when it comes down to WrestleMania week. From the Bloodsport event to
FE's Gay Brunch.
to the For the Culture to Spring Breakers and stuff like that. I think that, and this may be something that we can probably get confirmation of it. I think I said it last week. There are rumors that WWE officials were supposed to have met with GCW officials, Impact officials, and Rossi to do more kind of like collaboration. And it's also been reported that Nick Khan wants to open up the forbidden door or open up more collaboration between WWE and other promotions.
I guess okay. So I see the benefit for the other promotions, but what's the benefit for the WWE?
I think it allows them to and I don't think it's even for the benefit. I think it's just maybe sort of the benefit.
Well, they would have to get some benefit.
It opens up more audiences for them.
I don't think it opens up any new audience for WWE. I think
it will, because it'll bring the hardcore fan, the hardcore indie fan.
If you're already
no, I'm gonna tell you right now. I know hardcore indie fans. They're not going to watch WWE no matter what. They can have the 5-star banger, and they're not going to watch it no matter what.
If you put the right match on the card, like saying for example,
there's somebody that we talk to a lot that would not even watch Daniel Bryan in the WWE.
Sammy and Gunther was on the card, bro.
Yeah.
Io and Bailey was on the card. So unless that guy can come out and say what I'm saying is true and he doesn't like women's wrestling, then he can come out and tell me that. But you can't tell me that those aren't 5-star performers.
But I think collaboration for WWE opens up doors for them. In the back end, it does help with their recruiting as well.
Okay,
that's where I was gonna go with what you just said.
I think it's gonna lead to some one-off appearances for NXT, and these free agents that are debating between two companies, they're gonna see the WWE work style, and they're gonna see how much of a family it is compared to AEW being the weird cousin. Everyone's the weird cousin in AEW, and they're gonna go to the real locker room.
But it all depends. Like,
you're laughing at me right now. Tony Schiavone's been at AEW since day one, right?
Yeah.
How uncomfortable did he look?
Oh no, he was very uncomfortable, and
Renee's been there since the second month. Renee's been there since the second month, and you have Will Ospreay air humping next to her.
I don't think that's why she looked uncomfortable. I think she looked uncomfortable just talking about Triple H and Stephanie. Yeah, I think that's what it was more about.
I don't think it was the humping thing. Because,
I don't think it was either.
You've seen some shit.
She's married to John Moxley.
Hold on. I got the first one for that.
The only reason I'm saying it might have been the air humping is we saw the thing with Austin Aries and Christy Hemme in TNA, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's not a big deal," and it turned out to be
Austin Aries is a freaking weirdo. So
how do you know Ospreay's not?
Because he has a family, bro.
I don't think it was the humping. I think it was just the fact that he brought that. They kind of like Tony Schiavone. They're like, "Why are you bringing this up?" Like, kind of thing.
I'll be honest, I watched the Trips interview again, and he doesn't mention Ospreay, and I don't even think he was talking about Ospreay, to be honest with you. I think he's more talking about people like
Mercedes? Because that's what I thought.
No, because he said people starting their career. I think he's talking more about guys like Speedball if they go over there, or just like Vikingo, like guys like that. I think that's who he was talking about. It's like, okay, you guys are trying to like launch your careers, but you're taking less dates and you're not working as much. Like, how are you going to get to that level?
I will agree with that, because that statement was open-ended. So
he didn't say open-ended,
especially with what you said, that he said that he basically they talked about people getting into the industry.
Yeah, and Triple H is not an idiot. He knows that Ospreay's been out there for years. He's probably watched tons of his matches over.
No, the recruiting process. He tried to recruit Ospreay, and Ospreay chose AEW. So it's like there's no ifs ands buts about it. It's just that he took that statement to heart and responded.
I think he
But
outed himself as that he was like offended by it, whereas Triple H didn't even say it him. He didn't
but there
mention it.
But there's also reports because and I've heard both reports, which I don't know which one is which one is true. Like I said, here anything that's rumor is rumor. But they're saying on one end somebody said that Wade Keller said that that Osprey was not comfortable with doing it, but he winged the segment anyways. And then what's it, SRS and Fightful reported that he was excited to do the segment.
I could
So
see that, and then Renee not knowing the Triple H and Stephanie thing is being called out, and that's
yeah,
why she was uncomfortable. You know,
Yeah.
and you got to think about it. She still has good rapport with WWE regardless. So and she's interviewed plenty of WWE superstars
Who lives
still.
next to a
So
train track?
me.
Okay.
So it's a particular thing that she could have been. But back to fucking the collaboration thing. I think that this is a good avenue for WWE to continue to recruit, and also a good avenue to expand audience. Even though they don't need more expansion, but it's a benefit for them to be able to get people to stop saying that WWE doesn't collaborate with people. And
I
I think
think it's
that
just to
I
push
think
off
and
the diehard.
ultimately, I think that's just them being petty, saying, "Hey, we could
I
collaborate whoever fuck we want."
I think it's petty because I think it brings more eyes to the other organizations and less from AEW. So they're trying to get the AEW viewers to move to like Impact or GCW, so that way they lose even more viewers.
But think about it: if they get if they get to start working with Impact, there are plenty of people there. They left something on there, especially at Bloodsport with Shayna Baszler and Masha. Like, I want to see that rematch in a ring.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Ollie
I
and
enjoyed that
Dom,
match.
Ollie and Dom.
There you go. Like Ziggler versus Miz. Now that Ziggler's got a new persona, like Nick Nemeth versus The Miz or somebody or Cody, like these are things that can, even if it's one offs, I don't care. Even if you see fucking Swerve, not Swerve, but Carmelo, if you see Carmelo in Impact or see him at GCW, like there's a
Yo,
story then you can tell.
how good is Cardona and Steph Delander at working the system? They're everywhere, dude.
Bro, they basically took Cody's original idea and just made it, expanded and tripled it, and they made themselves like like with no help needed. Like they're able to set their own schedules,
It's
they're able to take
wild.
vacation when they
Yeah.
want to, and they still get the bookings, they still get the merch sales, and of course, Steph Delander has a special site too. It's just fun. Like it's good to see
Like
these
an
guys
Etsy
do good.
shop.
Yeah, it's an Etsy shop, a special Etsy shop. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is true. She does sell shirts. So,
See, there you go.
um, so, but yeah, no, I think that the collaborations, I've always been an advocate if it benefits both companies. Um, being that when I saw two companies that AW and Impact do do the kind of Forbidden Door stuff, I didn't see no benefit for Impact. And then now that I'm seeing that New Japan and AW and CMLL stuff, I see a good impact, but at the same time, I don't because of the fact that
But they're going into smaller arenas. So how?
well, it ain't even about the thing. It's just that the matches are still good regardless. But it, in the end, it seems that New Japan's kind of getting the short end of that stick because when contracts come up, Tony steals those people. So any wrestler, any top wrestler, they end up and I get it because New Japan's not paying good, but at the same time, it's like damn, like it just feels like he's just there to, scout the best and then take the best.
If you go to an Impact, you can be like, damn, WWE might have me work a Rumble weekend where I can make an extra 10 grand,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
And
So it's
just being exposed in the Rumble, in my opinion, is
Yeah.
making you more than 10 grand.
Yeah, like
because
look at Jordan Grace. Like
yeah,
it
Yeah,
did
I
a
just
lot
tried to
for
ram.
her.
I just tried to ram number. Yeah, but
no. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I'm like saying like whatever like that base salary they might get paid to come out there. I mean, you're not even thinking about okay, now they're going to go search them, get their site, get their t-shirts, go watch more TNA maybe or wherever they're coming from. Try to deep dive them.
Yeah, and like I said, it's gonna be fun. If it happens, we'll see. I am so just quick thing. It does look like Rossi, Rosie, and Julia are about to make some announcements in the next couple of weeks. So we might hear the start of Rossie's new promotion, which is rumored to be working closely with WWE.
NXT Japan
And
/
maybe
NXT Asia.
we'll see. But there's a lot of things that are down the pipe that I'm excited to see. Backlash is headed to France in
Yep,
a couple of weeks.
May
No, next
4th?
week, in a couple of weeks.
No, it's in
Like,
May.
no, it's in May.
It's
I
like
think
May
it's May
4th.
4th.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you.
Yeah,
1 o'clock start time for me. 12 for you guys. Are you gonna be up, Moist?
Uh,
That's early.
yeah, but I gotta see how I feel after AEW
it
Dynasty
is.
on 420.
It is. It is. It is May 4th. Ain't Dynasty on May 5th
No, 420.
next weekend?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we're getting to see that, and then we're gonna go see. We're getting ready to see Bash in Berlin too.
No, that's not till end of August.
Yeah, but still, like the
Yeah, Clash at the
international show.
Castle.
Clash at the Castle. Then you got Saudi
Money in the
Arabia
Bank.
again, King of the Ring, and King and Queen of the
Yeah.
Ring.
That's at the
So
end of May. Then Clash of the Castles in June. Then Money in the Bank is in Canada, so that's technically international. I mean,
Well,
still North America.
and
but
while WWE is running all these international shows, AEW is stuck
selling
in the
out, by the
state.
way.
Yeah, AEW is stuck in the state running Tacoma, Washington.
Hey,
I-
WWE
one-
runs Tacoma, Washington.
yeah, but he's like probably for like Raw or SmackDown, not a pay per view.
No,
Probably for a house show.
yeah, how's a house show?
Did you also see the rumor that they're not going to bring back the big set pieces and they're keeping the small sets so they could sell out the whole entire arenas?
So
Yeah.
they did say that, but it depends on ticket sales. So
Well, of course.
if it sells out and they want to open up more the smaller sets, but they want to still kind of keep the bigger sets.
The one thing I'm really excited
They're
for
traveling
on Money in the Bank weekend is that Heat Wave is going to be an actual pay per view, which is really exciting this time because it's been like a Tuesday night pay per view, kind of like spring breaking for like the last few years, and it's actually going to be a pay per view again since the first time since ECW.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I think this year is gonna be a lot of fun seeing WWE. If anything, tomorrow is gonna be another great episode of SmackDown.
I agree.
All right, guys, I gotta head out.
And then Moise is gonna watch his favorite show, Rampage.
No, I'm watching Level Up. It's stacked tomorrow night.
I heard about that one. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll come back at before the next pay per view.
So we'll be back beginning of May then.
Beginning of May for Backlash.
Yeah.
So
Elijah and I will be back to review Dynasty.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I won't show up for that one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's be fair. We'll be back to we'll come back and record the pre-show for Dynasty, and then we'll record the results from Dynasty because I have a feeling I'll watch it. I'm watching it. If not, I'll bring Angel on and Devon on and just let them have their fun, and I'll just sit back and enjoy.
That's the Randy Marsh meme with fluids all over the room. All right, goodbye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and you can always reach us at our social media at Weekly Wrestling Heat. For me, Moise, and the Dawn of Wrestling Heat, we are out. Peace.
See ya.
Peace. Gotta hit and